All right, so get ready, because we're diving into Thank You for the Music.
Oh, cool.
It's a blog,
Yeah.
right? It's got all these reviews, personal stories about music, and it goes like way back. Decades of stuff.
Wow, decades. That's a lot of ground to cover. What kind of music are we talking about here?
Well, it's all over the place, really. I mean, there's 80s pop, like Duran Duran.
Oh, nice classic.
Right, but then you've also got like D'Angelo, all that soulful stuff.
Yeah, D'Angelo's incredible. So we're jumping around genres, huh?
Oh, yeah. And there's even some South African hip-hop thrown in there. It's a real mix.
That's what makes this deep dive so interesting. It's not just about the music itself.
Yeah.
It's about how the author connects the music to like their life, anecdotes and all that, and even these bigger like cultural moments.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking at how music can shape memories, how it brings people together, builds those connections.
Okay, I'm ready to jump in. Where do we start?
Well, let's start with a post called Grandma's Hands.
Grandma's Hands, okay.
It features these lyrics from this rapper, Focused Nizer.
All right, hit me with him. What's he saying?
Okay, so he's like, Nizer, I'm on a mission. Under no condition will you ever catch me slipping. I put my thoughts on paper. All you gotta do is listen. Maybe if you pay attention, you might see the vision.
See the vision. Okay, those are pretty powerful words. What do you make of those?
Well, I mean, on the surface, they might sound like, your typical rapper kind of bragging, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's more to it. There's something deeper.
Okay, like what?
Well, the way he's like emphasizing writing things down, put my thoughts on a paper, and he's really telling you, like, listen to this, pay attention.
Right, he wants to be heard.
Exactly. And he wants you to like understand his vision, what he's trying to do. Almost feels like he's building something, a legacy or something.
That's interesting, that idea of building a legacy. It actually ties into another post that caught my eye, Way Bill.
Oh, yeah.
This one's about, how magical it can be to discover music with other people.
I like that.
So the author talks about finding this album in a friend's room, just like digging through their collection.
I love that feeling, those unexpected finds.
Right. And it totally brings back that feeling of nostalgia.
Yeah.
When music just hits you in a certain way.
Oh, absolutely. I think everyone has those moments, where a song takes you back, like a specific time or place. Yeah, it's like a time capsule.
Yeah, totally a time capsule.
It's all those emotions and memories wrapped up in the music. But what I think is really cool about this Waybill post is it's not just about the music, It's the sharing.
A shared experience.
Exactly. It's like that bond you create, like you're both discovering something special together.
Yeah, that's powerful. And you see that shared passion for music throughout the blog, right?
Yeah.
But there are a few posts that, I don't know, they really bring it to life, and they focus on the South African hip-hop scene.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like Ironclad Homage, Mind Power, and Shine On. They give you such a vivid picture of not just the music, but the whole culture around it, like the environment, the people. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, and Ironclad Homage is a great example of that. Like the way the author describes Woodstock, Cape Town, it's so evocative.
What do they say about it?
Well, they talk about the easy rhythm of traffic and fresh air and like the calming winds and even Devil's Peak,
Oh, wow, that's specific.
It is. And you can practically feel the place, It's like the environment itself is part of the music.
It makes me want to go there and hear it firsthand.
Me too.
And then there's that post about Luke Mas, the rapper, in Mind Power.
Oh, yeah. What about him?
Well, he moved from Maputo, Mozambique, to Johannesburg when he was just 6 years old. And you can hear that journey in his music, like that sense of, adapting and overcoming challenges. It's really powerful.
It's easy to forget that behind every artist, every song, there's a person, right?
Yeah.
With their own story.
Yeah, definitely.
And Luke Mas, he's using music to kind of work through those experiences.
Express himself.
Exactly. And by doing that, he's connecting with other people, who might have been through something similar. It's like it builds this sense of community.
It's a powerful reminder that music can be so much more than just entertainment.
Right.
It can be a way to connect with others, to heal, to find your voice.
Totally. It's a powerful tool for, self-expression and making sense of the world.
Speaking of finding your voice, there's this quote in Shine On from another South African rapper, Basso Relivo.
Yeah.
He says, "My music is human. I kind of base it on my name, Relivo. I got it from the dictionary and it means relief. But because I'm an artist, I flipped it. called it great relief.
Wow, that's deep. Great relief.
What do you think he means by that?
Well, I mean, it seems like he's saying music is like this universal language.
Right, I see that.
Even though hip hop started in a certain place, it's spread all over the world. People connect with it everywhere.
And they adapt it, make it their own?
Exactly. And I think what Basso Relivo is saying is, at its core, hip hop, it offers this relief, this way to deal with, you know, all the stuff life throws at you.
Yeah, like a way to express your emotions, to connect with others, to find some peace and shared experiences.
Exactly.
That's really insightful. And it makes me appreciate hip-hop's global reach even more. But, you know, this blog, Thank You for the Music, it's not just about hip-hop, right?
No, not at all.
The author's taste, it goes everywhere. I mean, they jump from genre to genre like it's a journey.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that makes this deep dive so interesting, right? It's like we're not just looking at reviews, we're looking at a life. You know, how music shapes a life. Like the way the author goes from, you know, Mo's new EP in Scenic Sounds to D'Angelo in Solidified, and then sounds like more about Wham. It's like, wow, this person loves music.
Yeah.
All kinds of music.
I'm with you. I'm already hooked. And there's this one thing that really stands out to me about this blog. You know, it's not just like, here's the album, here's what I think.
Yeah.
What is it? They bring in their own stories, you know, personal stuff.
Oh, I see. Like what?
Like in Scenic Sounds, they talk about Mo's EP release, but they describe the setting, you know, like the season of spring, the cleavage of Bergwans, and even the time, 9 p.m. when they went to Mo's house.
Oh, wow. That's really detailed.
Right. It's like you're there. What do you think about that?
I love it. It's like they're taking you beyond the music. You know, it's not just a review, it's an experience.
Yeah, that's it.
You're feeling the atmosphere, the energy, like you're part of it.
Totally. And then there's the post about D'Angelo, Solidified. It talks about his whole musical journey, like how he started playing piano when he was like 4 years old.
Wow, 4 years old.
And how he became this like incredible multi-instrumentalist. It's inspiring, you know.
It is. It shows how much dedication goes into it, right?
Okay.
He didn't just like pick up an instrument and boom, he's D'Angelo. It was years of work, you know, practicing and exploring and just like pushing himself.
Yeah, true artist. And then there's this blast from the past, the post about Wham. Sounds like more.
Oh, wow.
The author, they talk about this compilation album, A Gift from Their Older Sister, and that really hit me, you know.
Yeah.
I think we all have those albums.
Totally, those special ones.
Yeah, the ones that remind us of someone or, you know, a specific time in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, did that post bring back any memories for you?
Oh yeah, totally. I remember this this cassette tape my older brother gave me. It was full of like 80s hits.
Oh wow, what a classic.
Right. And of course Ram was on there. It basically became the soundtrack to my entire summer.
That's awesome. It's amazing how music can do that, you know, take you back.
Yeah, totally. And even though I don't even have that tape anymore, those songs, they still like bring back a flood of memories, like a time machine.
You know, it's funny, that whole idea of like music as a legacy, something passed down. It reminds me of that post about Focus Nizer, Grandma's Hands.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's like connecting those two, you know, hip hop and 80s pop, totally different, but that thread of influence is there.
Yeah, passing music down through generations.
It really shows how universal music is, right?
It really does.
I mean, there's something about a good melody, a rhythm that just cuts through everything, you know?
It's a language we all understand.
Exactly. It doesn't matter where you're from, how old you are, music connects us.
And speaking of different places, I love how this blog shines a light on the South African hip-hop scene.
Me too. It's so cool to see hip-hop thriving in different parts of the world.
We often think of it as being so tied to, like, specific cities, you know, but these posts show how it's embraced and, like, reinterpreted all over.
Yeah, for sure. And what's really fascinating about the South African scene is how it blends all these influences.
Oh, like what?
Well, you can definitely hear, you know, the American hip-hop influence, of course, but it's filtered through this totally unique South African lens.
Makes sense.
It reflects their history, their culture, you know, everything that makes South Africa what it is.
It just shows how music is always evolving, borrowing from different traditions, pushing boundaries.
Totally. It keeps things fresh and exciting.
It does. And, you know, one thing that really stands out to me about Thank You for the Music is it's not just about reviewing albums,
Yeah,
right?
there's more to it.
The author weaves in all this personal stuff, experiences and memories. It adds so much depth.
I know. It's like you're getting a peek into their life, you know?
Yeah.
Their own personal soundtrack.
Yeah. Like, every song, every artist becomes this marker in time for them. It's almost like a musical autobiography.
That's a great way to put it. And it makes their perspective so relatable, right?
Totally.
Like you see, it's not just some critic, talking about music in this detached way.
It's real, their reactions, the way they connect with it.
It's genuine. Like in Waybill, when they talk about finding that album through a friend.
Oh, yeah, that was such a great story.
It highlights that social side of music,
Yeah.
The way we share it, the way it brings us together. We've all had those moments, right?
Oh, for sure. Like when a friend introduces you to something and it just blows your mind. What about you? Have you had any musical discoveries like that?
Oh, countless times. I remember in college, this friend introduced me to jazz fusion.
Oh, wow. Jazz fusion. That's a whole other world.
Right. I'd always thought of jazz as like this old-fashioned thing, but hearing bands like Weather Report and Return to Forever, it completely changed my view.
I bet. It's like opening a door to a whole new sonic landscape.
It really was, and it made me realize how much incredible music is out there, just waiting to be discovered.
I love that. And sometimes those shared discoveries, they become lifelong favorites.
Totally.
They shape our tastes, influence us. It's amazing.
It really speaks to that power of like influence, right?
Yeah, how we all impact each other's musical journeys.
It's not just what we hear on the radio or whatever, it's the people around us too.
Exactly. And it's this constant evolution, our musical identities are always changing.
Always growing, always discovering something new, or rediscovering something old.
It's a lifelong journey. And, thinking about all this, it makes me appreciate music bloggers and critics even more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like they're curators, right? Guiding us through this massive world of music.
Totally. They're like our musical tour guides, pointing out hidden gems, giving context.
They help us understand the artists, the genres we love, and sometimes they introduce us to things we never would have found on our own.
Exactly. And that's what makes this blog, Thank You for the Music, so special. It's not just reviews, it's about the whole experience, the emotions, the connections that music creates.
Well said. It's something we can all connect with, I think. Whether you're a diehard music fan or just someone who enjoys listening now and then.
Music just has this ability to break down walls,
Yeah.
It evokes emotions, it brings people together.
It's a universal language. And it's been so cool exploring this blog with you, diving into all these personal memories, cultural landscapes, and sharing those experiences through music.
It's been great. I'm already feeling inspired to revisit some of my old favorites, maybe discover some new stuff too.
Me too. But before we get lost in our own musical worlds, let's take a step back for a second. What do you think is the biggest takeaway from our look at Thank You for the Music? What makes this blog stand out from all the others?
That's a good question. I think what makes it so special is the way the author brings everything together. The personal stories, the insightful analysis, the way they describe everything. It's like you're right there with them.
It's immersive.
It is. And they're not just reviewing albums, they're showing how music is woven into our lives, how it shapes who we are.
It's about the memories, the emotions, the connections. It's something we can all relate to.
Exactly.
Said it perfectly. Thank you for... Music isn't just a blog. It's like this invitation to explore the power of music,
Yeah, and to really appreciate how it enriches our lives.
It reminds us that music is more than just like background noise. It's a force. It can move us, connect us, inspire us.
Absolutely.
So well put. Thinking about how this blog focuses on personal connections, the social aspect of music, makes me wonder, if you were to create a blog like Thank You for the Music, what would you focus on? What stories would you share?
That's a tough one. You know what? I think I'd focus on music and place.
Music and place.
Yeah, like how different places, different environments, they shape how music sounds,
Okay, I think I see what you mean.
Like how the blues came from the Mississippi Delta, all that hardship, or how hip-hop, that raw energy that came out of New York City.
I like that. It's like music is reflecting the environment, the culture.
Exactly. It becomes part of the community's story, its history, even its hopes.
It makes me think of those posts about the South African hip-hop scene.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like Luke Maz and Basso Relivo, they're drawing inspiration from their experiences in Johannesburg, Cape Town.
Yeah, exactly. They're tapping into something unique about those places.
And what's amazing is how Thank You for the Music captures that, even though it's just a blog. It's just words.
I know, right?
Remember that description of Woodstock in Ironclad Homage?
Oh, yeah, the easy rhythm of traffic, the calming winds.
It is like you could feel the vibe of the place just from reading it.
That's the author's style. They don't just tell you about the music.
It's more than that.
It's like they paint this picture with sound, and you're right there.
You're immersed in it.
Totally. Like a musical tour guide, but for their own world, sharing those feelings, the memories behind each song.
And those personal touches are what make it so special, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like in Scenic Sounds, they talk about going to Moe's place for the EP release.
Right. The season of spring, the cleavage of berg wines, and even the time, 9 p.m., it's like you're hanging out with them.
It's so personal.
It really shows how music isn't just something we hear, you know? It's tied to our senses, it triggers memories, feelings.
Definitely. And this blog is not afraid to get into that, those personal connections.
Yeah, totally.
Like Inway Bell discovering the album with a friend, or sounds like more, about getting the Wham collection from their sister.
Yeah. Those little stories make it so relatable, like you're just chatting with a friend about music.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the big things we can take away from this deep dive into Thank You for the Music. It's more than just a bunch of reviews, It's about how music shapes our lives, how it tells our stories.
Yeah, it shows how our tastes change over time as we grow up, meet new people, find artists that speak to us.
It's like we're all creating our own soundtrack.
Exactly. A collection of songs for all the good times, the bad times, everything. And that makes me think, if you were to create your own musical time capsule, what would you put in it? What stories would your songs tell?
That's a great question to think about. And while you're at it, go check out the blog. Listen to some of the artists we've talked about today. Who knows, maybe you'll find your new favorite song.
Keep those ears open, folks. There's a whole world of music out there.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Thank You for the Music. Keep the music playing.